So those are my radishes. They're not doing so good. Nothing has come up in here. I think there's a bean in here. But this is my wastebasket onions. And look, they're coming up. But look on the side. Look on the side. How can I show that to you? It's actually working. Getting green sprouts everywhere. So this is my Spanish onions that I planted. I'm going to have lots and lots of chives. Little monkey is outside with me today too, so this has got lots and lots of chives on it. So I'm not really sure, but I think it said that you're supposed to cut them off. You're supposed to cut them off, and then they just regrow. So I'm not really sure if that's right, but so there's that. So they're growing like crazy, and I have one little green pepper that's growing. I've got a couple of, I think, carrots in there. And then I've got two bean plants and two radishes. The bean plants are looking really good, really good. I just hope I don't get any bugs on them. So I might have to put some neem powder in there. But I'm pretty pleased with my pepper, my lowly little pepper. So that's the extent of it. So these are the chives that I cut from, I think it's 33 green or Spanish onions that I planted, but these are so good. And I have already tasted the chives and they taste amazing. So what I'm going to do is I think I might chop some up and keep them for like cooking with my scrambled eggs, or if I make some sort of spaghetti or anything like that. But what I also could do is I could dehydrate them and then just put them in a jar and use them as a spice. So to sprinkle on my eggs in the morning, or to sprinkle on my spaghetti or whatever it is that I'm cooking. So I can use them dehydrated, or I can basically use them the same way. And there is no pesticide on these. I grew these myself. So I can basically eat it just like that. So I took my chives, I cut them off of my onions that I have in my wastebasket outside. Mm, they are so good. And this is the second bunch that I took off. They grow really, really fast. And they taste really, really good. And there's no pesticides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dehydrate them. I've got a dehydrator. It's one of the smaller ones. It's not an expensive dehydrator. It's a cheap dehydrator, but it works. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dehydrate them. So I'm going to cut them into small pieces after they're dry. So I'm going to dehydrate them like this. I'm just going to put them on the dehydrator. I don't have to wash them. They're garlic chives. They are so good. They are so, so good. So I'm just going to basically kind of like set them on, let them dry, and then after they're done drying, then I'm going to cut them and I'm going to put them in a mason jar. They are so good. They are so good. Okay, so let's see if I can ignore those little cup things. got to wash them before I throw them in the garbage. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. So this, I'm only going to need 2 trays because I have done this, like this is, I've done this 3 times already where I've had to dehydrate the chives, and a couple of times I didn't even dehydrate them. I basically just put them in salad or I put them in my eggs. So, and that's all I do, just like that. That's it. Simple as that. Then we plug it in. Now I fixed that fan. The fan was broken, and so I fixed it, right? So I'm not going to unplug it. I'm going to plug it in the stove instead. Okay, so every single plug in the house is being used. Okay, so here, and all we do is turn it on. That's it. That's it. That's all, folks. That's all she wrote, just like that. And then once they're dry, then I'm just going to break them apart. And I'm going to put them in one of my mason jars with a lid, and then that way I can have them for sprinkling on wraps if I'm making a wrap, if I'm making scrambled eggs, because the chives are very, very healthy. And not only that, they're antitoxin, antiviral, and you know, I can't wait to get the Spanish onions because they are growing like crazy. So once they have grown to the size I want them, I'm going to take them out and mow down on them because I've got like 30 of them planted in that wastebasket. So I'll show you a picture of what the wastebasket looked like because it has grown quite a bit. This is the 2nd or 3rd time that I've cut the chives off, and they're good. So you should try it. It's a really, really easy way to grow Spanish onions, and you don't have to worry about the garden. You don't have to worry about pests. I haven't had any type of bugs. And the one thing I want to tell you is that apparently ants and little critters, they don't like the onions. They don't like the taste of the onions, and so they don't frequent. So they won't be messing up my onions on me. So I have one green pepper that has finally started to push up. So it's about maybe 2 inches high. I have 3 beans, bush beans, the yellow beans that have come up in the pot. 3 of them in one pot. So I might have to transplant them, but I can't wait. I can't wait to have a little bush of like yellow beans, right? Because I love yellow beans. And I can't wait to get some hot peppers. Because I think it was jalapeno, whatever. Anyway, hot peppers, right? So I did plant some hot peppers, the red ones, and I love them. Jalapeno. No. Can't pronounce it, but damn, I love the taste of them. I went out and I actually bought some hot peppers that were in a mason jar, and I'm going to continue to buy them that way. I'm going to try to buy as many as I can because they're only like $6. So I'm going to try to stockpile them because they are so good, and antiviral, antifungal, and you know what, they're amazing if you have any type of respiratory illness, if you're having a hard time with weight loss. They're great for metabolic changes if you need to kind of speed up your metabolism, those type of things, right? So, you know, I can't grow a garden. I don't have the soil, I don't have the land, but I do have a patio, and I do have a lot of those plastic planters. And what happens is at the flower store, instead of throwing them out, they save them and they give them to people like me who want to grow in containers. And sometimes that's how we got to do it, right? And so I'll show you what this looks like after it's dehydrated, how much comes from, like, it's only, I think it was, well, it's 2 trays of the chives, the top part of the onion, the Spanish onion. And so I'll show you how much that fills up in a mason jar. But you know what? Whatever it fills up, it goes to good use because I use it, and I use it all the time. Okay, so I'll see you shortly as soon as it's dehydrated, and I'll show you what that's like. So this is how many I've got, about a quarter of a jar of the green chives, and all I have to do is sprinkle it on. I can sprinkle it on my eggs in the morning. I can sprinkle it on spaghetti, and it tastes really good. And it smells amazing. So that's how simple it is. And I can do this
basically every week because I get a lot of chives every week. So I'm looking forward to this.